From morning to night, I do it all. Sting and Linger first got started at my one-bedroom apartment in Phoenix, and we created the salsa in a little food processor that made about, two 16-ounce jars. It was a fresh salsa then, and I took it to work at America West, where I worked at the ticket counter, and a friend of mine tried it right out of my lunchbox, loved it, and asked for me to bring her a jar in the next day. Selling it was never a part of my plan or purpose, but lo and behold, you start out one case at a time, couple cases here. I worked all the little farmers markets along Baseline. Early on, I was in AJ's Fine Foods. They only had 3 stores then. We sold them. Pretty soon you're out of the 35 cases, running back to the co-packer for another 35 cases. We've grown to our own production facility. It was overwhelming at the time. We had one tiny little kettle that could only cook 40 gallons. But since then, we've expanded the kettle sizes to now cook over 200 gallons at a time. Fully automatic fill machine that just does 20 jars per minute. We have a fully automatic capper and a fully automatic label machine. So what it's done is it's allowed us to produce more in one day with less people, which is what you need, efficiency, to stay in business. So I've got 3 part-timers / full-timers, and then my family fills in on the side.
My favorite part, or working with my dad, it's just whenever I'm doing something, or he just sometimes when I'm having a bad day, or I'm not having the best day of all, you can just go over and talk to him and just have him give you a hug, or hugs or kisses or something like that. So that's pretty much the best part.
All day long, it's a combination of formulating, stirring kettles, cooking, filling, and then towards the end of the day, we do labeling, cleanup, and that type of thing. Amazingly, when you make salsa and have made the same formula for 15, 20 years, it varies in flavor, temperature, everything, each batch. We have a little team. We sample every single batch at least once or twice until we completely agree that it's perfect, and then we bottle from there. The perfect salsa is when you don't know how to make it any better. You've exhausted every fresh ingredients, every super spice, every bit of time, a consensus among the workforce, and then of course you know how it compares to others because you've tried salsa at restaurants, you've tried salsa at farmers markets. Over the years, you've probably bought it in the store. Sting and Linger has to be the best. We will not allow it to be anything but. What makes it different is the small batches. When you have batch sizes of 80 gallons and you can hand stir them, you can regulate exactly how much water is in there. You can adjust the formula, like I mentioned before, to add more jalapenos, to put in a little bit more lime juice, to add a little bit more salt. When you have the control in such a small batch like that, it makes it great.
I don't know what the future holds, but I do know that this company will go on forever, with God's help.
When you're a kitchen slave like I am most of the day, it's hard to answer sales calls. It's hard to sell out on the streets because you're here strapped to the kitchen as the kitchen manager. I would like to find another Ken Smith who could make the salsa as good as I can, and if that were ever the case, I would run from this building to them immediately with all my formulas and have them make everything for me to my absolute perfection. Then my dream would come true, and that would be out in the streets, out at trade shows, out at festivals, talking to customers. I'd be in my office marketing, emailing, doing those types of things. That would really grow the business.